Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So this is the next installment in my completion of Act 5.4, and we are going to do Quest 5. So we're doing Act 5.4.5. First fight up is SpiderMan Miles Morales. Now, he's not a difficult champion to fight as long as you can stun him or exhaust those evade charges. I choose to stun him and throw those heavies and bleed him, poison him, neurotoxin him down. That way I don't have to worry about all those evade charges at all. So as you can see, his health is just melting away.
Brutality.
Pretty easy fight. He did not have any special nodes up on him, so it's pretty much the same fight as you would fight him anywhere else. He had a little bit, more health and attack and that sort of thing. Alright, so you can see the path that I chose to take here. Now, I don't know if you saw it earlier, but there's an full energy refill up this path. So that kind of chose my path for me. There was no way I was going to let that full energy refill just sit there. Even if I didn't complete the entire thing, I was going to go at least as far as that energy refill. Alright, so we're fighting the Hulk, and as always, I fight very nervously against the Hulk. Now, everything is going pretty well so far here. Like I said, I'm always nervous fighting him. And I'm trying to bait out his L2, but look at that. I got caught by his L1, and I'm like, oh no! I figured I was going to get wrecked. But look at that adrenaline. I was able to regain quite a bit of the health that I lost there. I guess I should be happy that he didn't really follow up super aggressively. So that got me a little bit more focused than I was, and didn't have any trouble for the rest of the fight. As you can see, Angela is just doing a lot of damage. She's got that regen as well that helps out a little bit. She is definitely a beast. Other than that little mistake earlier on, she had no problem.
Fatality.
And down goes the mighty Hulk. Big mean green himself. So at least at that time, I can't even blame the game. Sometimes I mistime that L1. It seems to have two different timings based on your distance to it, and that time it had like a two-part to it. So I evaded the first part and got caught by the second. Alright, so next up is Abomination, and Hyperion is my Abomination killer. All the nodes that you saw there, he had enhanced poison and everything, but none of that matters because Hyperion is poison immune. So he can have enhanced poison and enhanced ability, all that good stuff, but Hyperion is just gonna rip him apart. So as you can see here,
flawless victory.
No problem whatsoever for Hyperion. Hyperion is a true beast, and he can dish out the damage. So here we go. Yes, we got that energy refill. I wanted to make sure I did that no matter what else happened. Alright, so now we're fighting against Punisher, and you can see the boost that we have up. See that enhanced special 2? Don't want to push him to his L2, but I chose Stark Spidey just in case we did push him to his L2. Stark Spidey has a good chance to evade most, if not all, of that attack. But for the most part, I was going to try my best not to push him to an L2. So got to that L1, and we're going to bait it out. And with Stark Spidey, it makes it a little easier because Spidey has that taunt that he puts on his opponents after that 5-hit combo, and it refreshes as well. So Starky is definitely my choice for fighting Punisher. And this time, I was going to remember not to hit him by accident. So I was going to go ahead and let this shock damage take him out. And down he goes. Didn't have to worry about the endure because he died to that damage over time. I know when we first discovered that, we thought it was a bug, but that seems to be how it is intended to work. Now, it was working also that way with Phoenix for a while, but they fixed that because it wasn't supposed to bypass her Rise of the Phoenix. So the basic strategy here is, of course, avoid getting hit. That's always the strategy. And I want to bait out that L1 before she gets that Rise of the Phoenix so she can use up her charges. So boom, we baited out that L1 right there. And she doesn't have those charges, so she shouldn't regen as much as she did the last time I fought her in the previous quest.
Uh-oh.
And as you saw, she didn't regen all that health. Last time she regen almost all the way back up to full, and I had to kill her essentially twice. Alright, so next up, we've got Venom. Now, if I had my Voodoo in here, I would have chosen him for this fight. I love fighting Venom with Voodoo. Alright, so you can see the boost that we have up here. Nothing that I really needed to concern myself with, really. So I brought in Archangel because Venom can bleed and he can be poisoned. All of that physical resistance and all of that he's got don't mean a thing when it comes to Archangel's bleeds, poisons, and neurotoxins. Alright, so the basic way you want to fight this, you know, bait out that L1 if you can. And I got clipped here. I don't know what it is, but you know he's super aggressive, and so all I was doing there was trying to evade, because you don't just evade once or twice with Venom. You've got to evade, you know, like 3, 4, 5 times in a row. And so all I was doing was evading, but apparently I wasn't able to evade all the way, so I evaded a little bit, you know, once or twice, and then after that he just started hitting me. I never stopped evading, but it is what it is. That is Venom.
Outstanding.
And down he goes. And you saw how much bleed damage he did just with the little hits that he landed on me. Just ridiculous damage. Alright, so this next fight is Drax. And Drax is very easy to fight. Both of his specials are easy to evade. You see he's got the enhanced furies and the enhanced bleed, so basically if you get hit and bled by him, chances are you're going to die. You may not die, but you're definitely going to get wrecked. It just depends on who you're going in here with. As a 4-star, you're probably going to have a pretty bad day if you get hit. But Hyperion doesn't have a problem, does so much damage so quickly that Drax doesn't know what's going on.
Godlike.
And that's all she wrote for Drax. You know, in the previous quest, if you guys saw that, if you haven't, go check it out. I lost my Hyperion and I got so upset. The reason I got so upset is because I know what Hyperion can do. And to lose my Hyperion to bad game mechanics like that really, really bothered me. You can see what I'm able to do here with Hyperion. You know, he should be able to wreck, you know, most of the fights that I would encounter. But I lost him early, and so I really had to fight very carefully to make that up. Alright, so here we're fighting Captain Marvel. This here, I got very lucky that she did not follow that up. That was completely my fault. I actually hesitated and was slow in firing off my special. So that was not the game that time. Alright, so here we go. I love the new animation for her special 2. You see how she floats backwards? So it makes it so much easier to retaliate against that. Look at that. I'm able to punish it. I was able to punish it before, but it's so much easier now. And she was very cooperative. As you saw, I was able to bait out those specials pretty easily. I fired off those L1s because I like to incinerate, put that dot on him, and then be able to hang back while his power gain takes me home.
Finish him.
And down she goes, another casualty at the hands of Hyperion, who proves once again that ranking him to 4 was a very good decision on my part. Love him. Alright, so now we've got 2 fights left. We've got this Iron Fist and Mephisto. Iron Fist, he was not noded up, so it was a pretty easy fight, so I didn't bother showing you guys the nodes there. I chose Archangel, didn't bother healing him up, because unless I made a really bad mistake, this is a very easy fight, and Archangel just dishes out the damage. Iron Fist is very easy, both his specials are easy to evade, and as you can see, Archangel is just ripping. And just that fast, Iron Fist is down. So now we have but 1 fight left, and this is the reason I brought Blade. As you see, I have not used Blade at all. My Starkey is also in pretty good health as well. So let's take a look at the nodes here, and you can see the nodes that we'll have to deal with fighting this Mephisto. And that Fire of Hades, that looks like it's going to be a pain. Alright, so I went in with Archangel. Why? Didn't bother to heal him up either. Mephisto can be bled, so I know I was going to be able to do a little bit of damage, and that's pretty much it. If you guys have ever watched some of the old martial arts films, and even some of the newer ones, but they have like the final boss, and before you can reach the master, you have to go through their students or what have you. Well, that's pretty much the strategy that I use when I fight a champion that I figure is going to be a little bit difficult. So rather than going straight in with Blade, who I knew could handle him, I wanted to go through my other champions, do as much damage as possible, so that when I did use Blade, he would have an easier time. So I didn't bother healing anybody up because I wasn't trying to take him out with them. Hyperion, he put in some work. I was actually a bit surprised, I shouldn't have been, that he was able to put that work in. But one thing that I also wanted to show you guys, in case you don't have a champion that is Incinerate immune, look at how I'm fighting with Hyperion, who is not Incinerate immune. See, I'm baiting out the special, and I'm doing my best to stay away from that Incinerate aura. Okay, I got a little bit of lag, but not much. I'm evading his specials here. As soon as the aura ran out, I went in and I attacked. So don't worry if you don't have an Incinerate immune champion, because you can still do it. It's just going to take you longer, and you have to fight very carefully. You'll have to fight in a similar fashion as what you see me doing here with Hyperion. When that aura is up, you want to stay away from him. When the aura goes down, you attack. Now what happened there, of course, you're having to deal with that aura far more often, so I fired off his L3 so that I wouldn't have to deal with baiting out or staying away from that aura this time. Now coming up, I actually make a mistake. So here's how indecision can wreck you. So you see there, I started to heal, then I changed my mind. Then I went to look to see if I still had the 3 celestial charges I needed to heal so that I could heal up a little bit, and he rushed in and took me out. If I hadn't been distracted and took my eyes off of him, I probably could have finished that fight with Hyperion, but he did what I needed him to do, got him down pretty low, and so I said, you know what, I could take him out with Starkey, but I bought Blade for just this purpose, so I will finish him off with Blade. And that is pretty much what I did. And down goes Mephisto. And that is Act 5.4.5 completed. Not that bad, and far easier than 5.4.4, at least for me. So if you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you did, please consider smashing that like button. It really helps me out. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, please consider giving me a subscription. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you want to help support the channel, look in my description and you will see a link to my Patreon account, and you can become a patron of this channel. And you guys have a blessed day.